Good morning and welcome. I would like to welcome all attending and those watching remotely to this meeting of the New York State Unemployment Insurance Appeal Board. This is our third meeting of 2023, and I am located today at the board's headquarters in Menands, New York. I wish to thank all of those attending and those watching this meeting for your interest in the operations and management of the UIAB. We are an adjudicative body with jurisdiction over disputes regarding eligibility and payments concerning New York State unemployment insurance. Thank you for your continuing interest in this consequential work. My name is Geraldine Riley, and I am the chair of the New York State Unemployment Insurance Appeal Board. This meeting has been noticed, the draft agenda has been published, and the minutes from the previous April 19th, 2023 meeting have been circulated to the members and to the public, and the public's been invited to observe in real time. This meeting is being recorded and will be available along with the minutes on our website, uiappeals.gov. I would like to begin this meeting by expressing my thanks to all of those who have supported the work of the board in addressing the many challenges we face. I would like to thank the staff and leadership of all of our offices, and of course, and primarily, I'd like to thank my colleagues on the board for their work, encouragement, and support. For this meeting, I would like to again acknowledge the myriad technological innovations which this year will bring. We'll hear more about these exciting projects during the executive presentations, but I can assure you that 2023 will be a year of technological advance, which will change many aspects of how we do our work, all in the interest of serving our customers and our employees in a smarter and better way. As an example of this, I'd like to point out that we now have a centralized phone number, which is 1-833-910-4382, rather than calling the separate offices individually. Again, it is my hope that this consistent schedule of board meetings presents a board that is proactive and accessible, and a board which aggressively addresses the 21st century challenges that we face or that we anticipate, and that we address those tasks with optimism and confidence in the skill and effort of our many talented employees. Each board member and each staff member is serious and interested, industrious and engaged in their approach to the important work that we do. I sincerely thank them for that. I want to acknowledge and thank our Chief Administrative Law Judge, Tracy Covey, who's based in Syracuse but is here today in Menands, and who has worked tirelessly to advance the mission of the board. Tracy assumed this role in a time of pandemic crisis and has led the board judiciously and so well since then. I want to acknowledge Lee Brown, our hardworking and talented new executive director who is with us today in Menands. Lee is a beacon here for demonstrating leadership, fairness, and goodwill, qualities which we highly value. Thank you, Lee. And I wish to thank Principal ALJ for Appeals Christopher Tate, who is with me today here in Menands, for his work in these very challenging times and for consistently leading the appeals team to meet and exceed federal timeliness and accuracy goals. Thank you, Chris. I want to thank Melissa Souza, who is taking minutes, and Nastasia Tripp in Brooklyn, and Amy Higby in Menands, who will be assisting with their technology today. Before I call the meeting to order, I'd like to remind members and staff and the public that our next public meeting of the board will be held Wednesday, October 18th, 2023. Thank you. I'm now calling this meeting to order. Our first order of business is a roll call, and that will be done by Chief ALJ Covey.
Actually, I'll do it.
You're going to do it?
Yes.
All right, Lee Brown.
Thank you, Chair Riley. First, I will note that you are in Menands and take the remainder of the roll call. When I say your name, please say you're present and note your present location that is accessible to the public. Board Member Randall Douglas.
Here, Menands.
Board Member June O'Neill.
Here, Ogdensburg.
Board Member Marilyn O'Mara.
Here, Elmira, UIAB office.
Board Member Michael Greason.
Present, Brooklyn.
Thank you. Chair Riley, you have a quorum.
Thank you. And therefore, we can proceed. Next order of business is to review and adopt the agenda. Could everybody please take a moment to look at our agenda, and I'll entertain a motion to adopt that agenda.
So moved.
Thank you, Randy. There's a motion to accept the agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hearing no opposition, the agenda is adopted. Turning to the adopted agenda, our next order of business is the reading and adoption of the minutes from our April 19th meeting.
Madam Chair, I move that we waive the reading of the minutes and accept them into the record as presented.
Thank you, Michael. There's a motion to waive reading of the minutes and adopt them into the record. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, June. All in favor?
Aye.
That is unanimous vote. Therefore, the minutes from April 19th, 2023 have been adopted into the record. First order of business remaining would be the Executive Director's report, and that will be read by Executive Director Lee Brown.
Thank you, Jerry. Good morning. The last 4 months of my time at the Unemployment Insurance Appeal Board, 4+ months for UIB, has been incredible. So thank you. The leadership at UIB continues to exceed my expectations. Jerry, our board chair, Tracy, our chief administrative judge, our principal administrative law judges, including Chris, who's present, Mark and Justin, and our UIB manager, Janet. They've all been really outstanding, and I really appreciate that everyone is always available to support one another and the board as a whole. It's really been amazing. Since our last board meeting, we have accomplished a lot, and we are consistently moving toward our modernization project's go-live dates. Our admin team, with the support of Jerry, rolled out an electronic case file transmission initiative, which we refer to as ECF or eCase. With this joint initiative, this is joint with DOL's Adjudication Services Office. The benefit of this project is administrative, and based on our studies, it will increase efficiency by saving the admin team time, saving UIAB and ASO money, and will contribute to a cleaner and greener working environment. The committee worked and works continuously to prevent any impact on our administrative law judges. We've had judicial interest in the project, and we're creating a presentation so that we can share what we've done with our ALJs, the new process, how it impacts the admin team, and the benefits to the admin team. And we appreciate their interest in what we're doing. Our virtual hearings project is on track to go live at the end of the summer still, summer 2023. The virtual hearings will allow parties to attend their hearings by video, and we'll have a telephone call-in feature for parties who do not have internet access. Our BSA team is working on testing and will soon open up testing to our ALJs and admin team, as well as create training so everyone is prepared for the system go live at the end of the summer. We also continue to move forward with the Unemployment Insurance System Improvement Modernization Project, the UISIM. The go live is scheduled at the end of spring 2024. In my June report, I reported that our Train the Trainer training would start on August 14th. This has been postponed. The user acceptance training, which tests the system, is not far enough along to begin our training. We want to ensure that the system is fully tested before we start to train personnel on it. Our manuals, however, are ahead of schedule, and we'll update you in the future reports on the progress as we proceed and get the training going for the team. In staffing news, our judicial and administrative staffing level is presently at 108 employees. We have 2 administrative positions that start tomorrow, 2 posted, 4 waiting to be posted, and we have an offer outstanding. As reported in June, judicial recruitments are still on hold until after the civil service examination, the results are posted. The attrition continues as staff retires and moves to other offices and agencies. We have a multifaceted approach that Tracy will address in her report to tackle shortages in our current workforce. We will continue identifying opportunities to promote continuous recruitment for our ALJs and explore other potential resources. I hope you continue to enjoy the newsletters. We are updating our format, and we're excited that next week we expect to send out our new week at a glance format. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm also interested in hearing any feedback on what people want to read. So if you have any feedback of things you think you'd be interested, I'd be more than happy to take that in. And that's all I have today. Thank you. Chair?
Thank you, Lee. Thanks for a very informative report. And as I said, we have quite a few projects that will transform UIAB in a very positive way. And it's my pleasure to watch them grow and to watch the support of the people take part in them and making it happen. So it's really a whole series of initiatives that will serve the public better and make our employees more efficient and lead the agency into a new time. So thank you for that. Are there any questions or concerns or comments regarding Lee's report? If not, I will take a vote. Is there a motion to accept the report and incorporate it into the record?
So moved.
Thank you, Randy. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Michael. All in favor, please
Aye.
say aye. Aye. Hearing no opposition, the executive director's report is accepted and incorporated into the record. Now we go to the chief ALJ's report, which will be delivered by Tracy Covey.
Good morning, everyone. I am pleased to have the opportunity to update you today on developments regarding the judicial staff since our last board meeting. I will first begin with the most recent quarterly federal quality results, involving lower authority cases, which were decided in the first quarter of 2023. We again had an exceptional average score. For that quarter, our average score was 99.32, and yes, that is still out of 100. That was based on the 20 randomly selected cases that were scored according to 31 federal quality criteria. All of the cases achieved a passing grade. In fact, 15 out of the 20 cases had perfect scores of 100. Kudos to all the judges and the auditors for their continued hard work and dedication to our mission. We are currently conducting federal audits for the second quarter of 2023 and finishing up the QA report for that particular quarter, and I will report on that at our next board meeting in October. As I've previously reported, we also continue to clarify and streamline the requirements of our internal QA program as needed. Our due process error requiring a remedy rate under that particular program remains very, very low. For the first quarter of 2023, it was 2%. Again, this is another example of the great work being done by the judges at the UIAB. We also want to thank the judicial staff at the higher authority who, as part of their reviews, identify errors in the hearings that come up on appeal to the board. Their work also helps ensure the highest level of quality in our hearings and decisions. It really does take a total team effort at both levels to achieve and maintain this level of performance. Now, moving on to our statistics, we're still not in compliance with USDOL timeliness markers at the lower authority. The validated data as of June of 2023 shows that the lower authority average case age was 35.96. We're also, and it's supposed to be under 30 or under. We are also still not meeting compliance standards for the 30-45 day time lapse markers for the second quarter of 2023. Approximately 18% of our cases were decided within 30 days, and 47% of our cases were decided within 45 days. As I will speak about shortly, we are engaging in recruitment efforts and are hopeful we will see improvement in these particular numbers once we are able to hire more judicial staff. On a positive note, we are now in compliance with USDOL acceptable levels of performance standards for the higher authority. Validated data for June of 2023 shows that the average case age was 28.08, which is far under the 40-day USDOL marker. This is due to the diligence and hard work of all of you and the higher authority ALJs and seniors. Currently, our inventory at the higher authority is low and there is no significant backlog, so congratulations. This has actually allowed us to assign 2 higher authority ALJs to work on reducing our hearing inventory in status and contributions cases. So again, great job. Turning to our judicial staffing, As you are well aware, we have lost a significant number of judges to retirement and other opportunities over the last few years. We are currently at our lowest staffing level in recent history, with only 41 ALJs and 16 senior ALJs. Over the last few months, the UIAB participated in a civil service project to update and revise the legal specialties exam. Historically, this has been a manual, somewhat cumbersome, paper-based process. Civil Service published and announced the newly revised exam last week, which I might also add is wholly online. The applicants will now be able to fill out education and experience questionnaires online, and the grading process to determine suitability for open positions will now be automated. The exam is continuous, which means it's always open throughout the year, and there are different time periods in which you can apply. The period for this particular list closes in late August. We are hopeful the pool of applicants for us to choose from will be expanded when we post additional ALJ positions in the fall. We're also working with DOL Communications to create a short ALJ recruitment commercial for publication on social media, and plan to engage in further outreach to New York law schools and to distribute pamphlets on how to become an ALJ at upcoming job fairs and potentially the state fair. The new ALJ class that we recently hired, comprised of 2 ALJs, IJ Adoro Ayisi and DJ Cornelius, have completed their second phase of training and are currently being scheduled for 3 hearings per day. So they're slowly getting up to the level of a full-time experienced ALJ, which is excellent. We also continue to be involved in several exciting and meaningful projects. First, our updates to the bench manual continue. Special thanks to Brenna Sharp, Janelle Frias, Herb Fowler, and Michael Weisberg, who have all recently contributed. We have no set timeline for the publication of this second edition of the bench manual. However, we hope to have something by the end of the year. We've also recently decided that we may roll it out chapter by chapter instead of a Big Bang theory. We also have recently established a continuing legal education committee. As an accredited CLE provider, we are proud to be able to offer classes to our judicial staff so that they can meet their biannual CLE requirements. We hope to have all of the new hire training converted to CLE credit format by our next new hire class in the fall. Many thanks to senior ALJs Allison Farrar and Allison Schweier, as well as ALJs Will Friedman, Sita Prasad, Dawajung Acosta, and Chris Wendland for their participation in this important project. This concludes my report. Thank you for giving me the time to present this information to you today.
Thank you, Tracy, and congratulations on those very impressive numbers. Certainly, your leadership and the work of the whole judicial team is making a difference. So thank you. Are there any comments or additional thoughts on Tracy's report?
Yes, Madam Chair, if I may, I'd be glad to help in any recruitment possibilities. If there's anything like the fair or any of that stuff, you set up a booth and you need staff to help, I'd be glad as a board member to go help and assist any way I can.
Thank you, Randy. We certainly look into that. Is there a motion to accept the Chief ALJ's report and incorporate it into the record?
So moved.
Thank you, Randy. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, June. All in favor of accepting the report and incorporating it into the record, please signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you. The motion is unanimous and it passes. Thank you. Our next item of business is the report from Principal ALJ for Appeals, Christopher Tate.
Thank you, Chair Riley. I'm going to report on several notable decisions handed down by the court in the second quarter of this year. The first is matter of Bell, and that was decided on June 1st, and the site is 2023 New York Active Lexus 2941. In that case, the court affirmed the board's decision holding claimant ineligible to receive pandemic unemployment assistance or PUA benefits. Claimant worked as a seafood clerk for a restaurant until August 12, 2019, prior to the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, when he left his employment due to a serious health condition and general health concerns. In September of 2020, claimant filed a claim for benefits that was made effective March 9th of 2020. The Department of Labor found claimant ineligible to receive benefits because he voluntarily left his employment without good cause, and from August 12th of 2019, he was not ready, willing, and able to work. Claimant then applied for PUA benefits and certified that he was ready, willing, and able to begin work right away, and that he was scheduled to begin employment on March 16th of 2020, but that he could not do so because of the COVID-19 pandemic. The court found that claimant did not establish his eligibility for PUA benefits because he had left his employment in August of 2019 due to a medical condition and did not have a job offer in March 2020 and was not scheduled to commence working at any place of employment during the period of eligibility, citing matter of award at 205 Appellate Division 3rd, 1290. The next case is matter of Phillips, also decided on June 1st, and the site is 2023 New York Active Lexus 2973. Here, the court affirmed board decisions holding claimant a delivery driver was an employee of All Systems Messenger and Trucking Corporation, or All Systems, which was a logistics company that arranged transportation of time-sensitive medical materials. All Systems engaged delivery drivers to transport these materials and contracted with Subcontracting Concepts, Inc., or SCI, to handle payroll and other employment-related matters involving the drivers. Claimant entered into an owner-operator agreement with SCI and a written independent contractor agreement with All Systems. The owner-operator agreement authorized SCI to perform drug testing on the claimant, review his driver's license and record, perform a criminal background check, and ensure that he had certain insurance coverage. The agreement prohibited the presence of non-essential passengers while making pickups and deliveries and required claimant to report any accidents to SCI and All Systems within 4 hours. Claimant was required to contact All Systems when a delivery was completed and submit bills of lading of proof of delivery in order to get paid. Although claimant and All Systems negotiated that claimant would be paid 60% of the fees paid to All Systems by its customers for deliveries, All Systems unilaterally set the fees charged to its customers. Claimant was expected to have his own cell phone in order for All Systems to contact him when making deliveries. All Systems provided claimant with an identification badge to wear if customers required one, and claimant was required to comply with a customer's reasonable instructions and to, quote, be polite and clean and neat in appearance, unquote. The court found that although certain aspects of control were necessitated by regulatory requirements, other aspects of control were not so required, and it concluded that All Systems exercised sufficient control over claimant to establish an employment relationship, citing matter of Rivera, a Court of Appeals decision, and the site is 69 New York 2nd, 679. Matter of Real was decided on June 29th, and the site is 2023 New York Active Lexus 3554. The court affirmed the board's decision holding that claimant voluntarily left his employment without good cause. Claimant worked as an assistant cheesemaker and quit his employment in February of 2021 because his hours had been recently reduced to less than 35 hours per week. Claimant's work schedule varied, and he did not have a consistent number of hours that he worked each week. The court noted that the employer's testimony that claimant's work began at 7:30 a.m. and would continue until the work was done for the day and that he could go home. Even before 2021, there were periods where claimant worked less than 35 hours per week. Claimant never expressed dissatisfaction with the varying work schedule or requested additional work before leaving his employment. Citing matter of Smith at 54 Appellate Division 3rd, 462, the court found that dissatisfaction with 1 hours does not generally constitute good cause for leaving one's employment. And finally, matter of Lynch was also decided on June 29th, and the site is 2023 New York Active Lexus 3547. In that case, the court affirmed the board's decisions holding that claimant was not capable of work, charging her with recoverable overpayments, and imposing penalties for making willful misrepresentations to obtain benefits. Claimant left her employment as a home health aide on February 29th, 2020, filed a claim for benefits effective March 9th of 2020, citing lack of work as the reason for separation, and indicating that she was ready, willing, and able to work. Between April 29th of 2020 and July 25th of 2021, she certified each week that she was ready, willing, and able to work and receive state and federal benefits. However, in a questionnaire submitted to the Department of Labor in July of 2021, she stated that she left her job due to breathing problems caused by asthma that left her unable to breathe at times and that she was not able to work. Claimant's treating physician submitted medical documents reflecting that she had severe recurrent asthma that left her, quote, frequently, unquote, unable to work, and indicated that if she worked, there were numerous limitations on hours and the type of work that she could do. She was deemed by her medical provider to be medically stable to work on August 10th of 2021. The court declined to disturb the board's finding discrediting claimant's testimony that she stopped working because she had not been scheduled for sufficient hours. The court noted claimant's certification at the Department of Labor in July 2021 that breathing problems induced her to leave her employment, and noted that claimant's treating physician confirmed the severity of her illness and her ability to work. Citing a matter of Ormanian at 167 83rd 1183, the court found substantial evidence supported the finding that claimant was unable to perform the job duties required of her during the time period in which she certified for benefits. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Chris. I want to thank you for a very informative overview of quite significant cases. I appreciate your efforts to inform the board and the public, frankly, of these decisions, so thank you. Are there any comments or thoughts on the report by Christopher? Hearing none, is there a motion to accept the report, incorporate into the record?
So moved.
June? Thank you, June. And is there a second?
Second?
Thank you, Marilyn. All in favor of accepting the report and incorporating into the record, please signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you. The motion is adopted unanimously and the report is incorporated. Thank you so much. Now we are turning to the agenda and the next order of business. Are there any, if there are any other issues for the agenda, please advise me now. If not, is there a motion to adjourn?
So
Madam
moved.
Chair, I,
Thank you, Michael. Is there a second?
Second?
Thanks, Marilyn. All in favor of the motion to adjourn, please signify by saying aye.
aye.
Aye. Thank you so much. No hearing, no opposition. The vote is accepted and this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.